Hello, good people. Just looking for my microphone in my, what do you call it, bag. There we go, got one. Cool. So if I turn this on, should be able to hear me. Okay, that should be working. So we'll just put that in there for now. Hopefully everyone's having a fantastic day wherever they are in the world. Really feel bad for my big cameras, the the Canon EOS cameras I have. They don't get a lot of action anymore since I'm back into DJI. So setting up the AI Foundation in Australia, the regulations are coming in. Everyone's going to have to be under the thumb of the government and the regulations, and making sure that government can create another government agency, another bureaucracy, of course, and start to take control. And to be honest with you, I agree somewhat, as long as it's actually ran by people who may not, who may have the interest of productivity. If they're interested in productivity and not bureaucracy, then I'm interested. Just going up to somewhere to see somebody. Oh, got some. So anyway, my feet. See, I'm size 13. So I have to be careful of that pedal. This is a Peugeot. It's actually not a little car. It's quite roomy. But I find that the Peugeot, the foot controls, it's a 6-speed manual too, are always a little bit, they're closer than, say, American type cars. So something that's going on in the AI world is, I'm going to wind that window down. Hopefully it won't cause too much of a breeze, but so what I've been trying to do is, and I'm going to be really honest, over the last 6 months in Australia, I've been trying to put together Australian AI developers who can actually show me their work. Now, what I mean by show me the proof of work, or the work is, they can actually explain the prompting, the coding, the programming. I've found there's programmers like JSON, JavaScript, Python, but here in Australia, there's not a lot of people that can explain the agnostic and agentic programming. It's been quite interesting. What I've worked out is that through discussions with some people, I mean, I'm talking about the people who advertise on Facebook too, they're salespeople. They're not actual, they don't make it themselves. There's one group of people, what is that? Who actually, they use the name of a woman for their AI thing, and it sounds good. But what I realized very quickly was I worked this out a few months ago, that what they've done is, and there's nothing wrong with whoa, what is that? Wow, that sun just hit me in the eye real bad. There's nothing wrong with what they've done, but they're misrepresenting themselves. They claim that they've had 570,000 they've picked up over 500,000 calls and all this. And what I worked out is that they've got somebody in another country, India, who make the apps, right? That's fine, no problem, okay. but they represent themselves as being the developers of everything. And I find that a bit misleading. You have to, because this is the problem for the people who can fix their... Imagine if they... Whoa, that's no good. If they call someone, right? If they have a problem with their AI and I get a phone call from a customer or just a quick message, hey, I didn't get any email today about the qualified leads, right? So every lead that comes through on my agents, the customer can get an email, right? Now, I don't like down or uphill, stopping on down or uphill. Here's the, now, if that happens, now I can go straight into all of my AI apps and I can go and have a look and see the problem within. You send me a message and I'm right at my computer. I'll have an answer in 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Probably that's how long it would take me. I'm usually already logged in, everything's up there. Now, the problem with if you're a salesperson but not the developer, well, how long is it going to take for the developer to get back to you? Because see, they can't allow you to go directly and speak to the developer because they're in another country. Then you have a linguistic problem, which is the developer themselves have to understand the problem. And this is a problem we have when I was in, like, when I was in Thailand. In some instances, I'm speaking to Thai people who speak English, but sometimes things aren't 100% understood. The linguistic capacity and the understanding of metaphorical language and idioms and things like this can be difficult. Even, you know, if American to Australians, it can sometimes we can get a little bit, things can be misunderstood. Not saying that they will be, but there's potential there. Now, another thing is also just culturally, we have to be very aware that we may have completely different views of working. I've got a really good example of this, and that is that there are some cultures that the Japanese are probably a really good example of this. When they sell something, they will also maintain it. So let's say they sell you a coffee machine in a restaurant. Oh no, let's just say they sell you an AI app, an AI agent, okay? Like the Australian culture, it will be that, yeah, we will sell it to you. We will also maintain it for you to the standards that you expect. Now, you expect it to work. Now, you may expect it to work not flawlessly, but maybe 96% of the time. Let's just make it 90% of the time. 90% of the time, we want it to work well. Okay? And it doesn't really matter what it is. It could be a car. You get your car serviced, well maintained. You expect it to work. Mm-hmm. All right. I don't even know what's going on there. Oh, they just beep their horns at anything. You know, that's just got to relax, people. Got to calm down. Nothing deserves that. But what'll happen is that Japanese and Australians will service it for you. We will take very good care of it, make sure it works, and do it right. Is this really to Brisbane? I feel like I'm... And, oh yeah, we go around this loopy area. So, but there in some other cultures, it's all about getting the sale. They won't taking care of the maintenance will mean nothing to them. And I think that this is one of the things that the Australian government will need to definitely look at. Basically, misleading and deceiving conduct. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it happens. And there's not much that anybody is going to be able to do about it if you just allow anybody to come into the marketplace and start doing things, right? It's nice and cold today. And I've actually built agents now for many businesses. Don't really talk about it too much with them, but there's something. Another thing that I found also in Australia is a lot of businesses that introduce AI agents. They don't like to say right out front they're using an AI agent at the moment, but they also realize that there's the productivity thing, you know. What am I going to do? What an idiot. He's on his P plates too, and it's about to fall off. And the problem is, for a lot of these, there's this problematic issue right now, and that is that with all these salespeople in Australia selling all this AI, or they're attempting to sell it, they can't make it. We can't get it. The maintenance issue is there, and who's going to maintain it? Because in many instances, they're paying somebody to build it for them. But then that person will disappear once it's built. And it may work, and this is the thing, it may work a few times, but you may want to go in and tweak it and change it. And, well, that person who made it for you may have moved on, and it's not a culture to them to maintain something. You know, it's just not. I've seen it with my own. I've seen it. I've been around it. What happens? They'll promise everything and deliver, but then after that, if it falls to pieces, they're not there to pick it up, to rebuild it, to restore it. They've moved on, and I think we're seeing this more and more in Australia now. So the regulations that are coming in, what they should be looking at is actually some benchmarks for people. I mean, you can have salespeople, but you've got to have developers. The problem is a lot of the degrees don't really matter. They don't teach you programming. You've got to learn that yourself. I'm actually writing a course. I've written a course on AI. I'm going to be off to Cambodia in the next few months to actually teach the course in Cambodia. They're building a new AI center in the middle of Phnom Penh. And if you haven't been to Phnom Penh, I was there just last year. Whoa, they're building that place up. A lot of investment from around the world, not just China. around the world, but we also got some very young, tech-savvy people who are and they're entrepreneurial in spirit. So it differentiates them from a lot of other people. So I've spoken to them, and I've learned they can do a lot of great things. So maintenance teams can be set up in Cambodia who constantly are going through. They're given a log of things to look at. And unfortunately, for a lot of the salespeople of AI, they don't do any of this stuff. What the AI Foundation is going to be about is the actual system requirement. Just for AI. Number one, AI cannot replace people. I'm getting sick of hearing this. It complements them. The people that try to replace people with AI, all their stuff ends up going nuts. Meta just tried to do it. You know, Cisco Systems tried to do it. What's the other one? Twitter tried it for a while. No, YouTube, and they had to pull back. Still find that they're trying to give AI too many instructions. AI should only be for the absolute mundane and repetitive tasks only, and it should complement people. It should not replace them. And what have I got? 34 minutes. Okay. So something that I might just go to 90 kilometers an hour. Bit of a daredevil today. I know it's 100 or 110, I think. No, thank you. Nah. Take it easy. Anyway, I'm only going to get there like 4 minutes quicker if I'm doing that speed. We definitely need maintenance teams for the AI, and we need Australian developers who understand Australian lingo, because AI is so linguistic based. Of course, I got my MBA in digital transformation and AI, but my other one is in applied linguistics, looking at LLM models. I know that if you're not instructing your AI to do what on what to do and but also not what to do, then it hallucinates. And I'm quite surprised that Meta AI was able to make such horrible decisions about letting loose their AI, which caused a lot of problems for their internal operations and for their customers, because so many accounts got deactivated. How they would allow that to happen? That's Meta AI. It's a multi-billion-dollar company. They should be able to fix that up. No, they just don't. They should have known. What were they thinking? It's like you're completely lost, because even when you're dealing with small to medium-sized enterprise AI agents, which aren't dealing with 500 people every second, they're dealing with like one person per minute, you still got to be very cautious. So whatever Meta were thinking, like, wow, better not use Facebook. They could ban you over for nothing. Better not use Instagram. Stay away. Could be dangerous. I was quite shocked at what Meta did. But anyway, getting back to it. The standards in Australia must be that we have developers here and they also can maintain it. So what the AI Foundation will be doing is getting the Australian developers. I'm sorry, I don't want anybody from overseas doing this. I want Australians doing it, living in Australia, or at least being Australian citizens. Maybe they'll be working remotely in Bangkok for a couple of months, or Phnom Penh, Cambodia, which you can do. I'll be doing that because I'll be running a university course at the same. I mean, in actually two countries at once. But the maintenance teams are going to be absolutely the most important part of the process. So the AI Foundation will be about finding Australian developers, organising reasonable fees for AI development, but then also maintenance fees. How much it would be expected you can charge for the maintenance of this. The constant monitoring, backlogging, looking at the backlogs, looking at what the system is saying in the AI. This has to be done. This is something that AI needs. You just can't leave it alone. You've got to go back in there. Yesterday, I'm building an AI agent to make randomized Stripe invoices. The AI programming required is through 3 apps, and to get them to work well together, it's very interesting. I had to read thousands of lines of code to work out there was a problem. Let me just tell you how many tests I had to do yesterday. I believe it was around about 80 tests to get it working flawlessly every single time. But to develop it, that probably $1,500 is a reasonable price. We need to start setting prices for things. So Stripe integration, so you can send invoices to customers. Flat fee to develop it, $1,500. That's reasonable. And then the maintenance of it, $9 a day. That's reasonable. Because that's the insurance policy that it's going to work. That's a really good figure. Now, just finding the developer to do it, because I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm running an AI course at a university. But I want to find people to do it. I want them to be reliable, phenomenal, talented, educated. We just don't have them in Australia. Speaking to a university that's going to run a diploma of AI, I've had a look at the course content. Yep, going to need a little bit more programming work there. Whoa, what's that car doing up ahead? You got to watch out. Jeez. I do not understand people that race on the streets. I've never done this. I have never been the kind of person to sit on someone's rear end when I'm driving. Why? So the AI Foundation will be about building the systems. Not only that, onboarding people, how to use it as the consumer, the business consumer. I mean, you don't want to know all about, the businesses don't want to know all about the programming. They want to know, all right, what do I get? What do I receive? How do I deal with it? We need all these standardizations so that we can actually build something in Australia, other than all these Facebook cowboys who are just trying to sell it. So, as I've spent a lot of time putting together all kinds of apps, hundreds now, across Australia, I've realized that we do need some kind of regulation to block out the cowboys. I know that they're going to make their way through. But boy, I mean, I had someone tell me that they can build me a web-based agent on their website. People can press the button and call the agent. And I said, what apps are you using and how are you prompting it? They couldn't answer any of those questions. And I'm like, okay, I'm out. You don't have to say anymore. You didn't. And I just asked the Australian guy, I said, I think he's an Australian. I said, tell me, you're just a sales agent for somebody. And he goes, yeah, sort of. I give them what the customer wants. I said, okay, you just need to say that. So who's going to monitor it? Who's going to... And he goes, the guy in India, he'll do a great job. I go, yeah, the problem is, from my business AI manager, I've got hundreds of emails just this year from people saying, can you help me fix my app? It's not working now. It just shuts down all the time. Like, what company did you buy it from? This, that. I know where they're coming from now. I'm sorry, but there's not much I can do. There is just not. They won't allow people to look at your code. I believe also that you need to also allow other developers to go in and have a look at what you've written, because they may be able to see things that you can't. Also, another thing is, so this is what I've done: web-based agents, telephone-based, or web telephone, which are probably more popular than purely telephone now. Frequently asked question agents that are run through spreadsheets to get really detailed information that is only officially authorized by the business itself, so the AI doesn't make anything up. Distance and duration calculation, courier drivers, service people that charge per minute, or they wanted to charge per minute, invoicing, calendar appointments. So I've done all this. I don't have the time to do it all. What's being requested. We really need experts in one area, and then to collaborate with multiple people. Instead, the Facebook cowboys don't collaborate. They don't communicate. And it's, I'm going to call it Facebook cowboys. And it's... So they promise everything, and then I get 100 emails in the last couple of months. Like, it stopped working. I don't know what's happened. Well, probably the developer in the other country stopped paying for the service. I mean, that's a common thing. They might have VAPI or N8N. They might have Make.com to build their MCPs or to build their scenarios. And they'll just stop paying. So the app will stop working, and the customer's like, why isn't it working? They didn't pay their bills. I mean, that's a very common thing. And I was like, well, they just paid their bills. But no, they that's just how it works. There are great people out there. I know that. From overseas to do a great job. But I think we do need to keep as much as we can in Australia. Over many decades, Australia has been hit hard by the lack of industrial revolution, like manufacturing, building, constructing, creating here. When the federal government loved to send money overseas, when we've just had an investor pull out of, I think it was possibly metal mining, metal production in WA. we should be investing in Australia, not in overseas. Now, I know you might have just heard I said I'm building a maintenance team in Cambodia. Well, that's just to make sure that the AI remains competitive, price rise. If we were to charge the Australian rate for maintenance, which, I mean, a programmer these days is over $100 an hour. A junior programmer is probably 60. I mean, it wouldn't even be, and they wouldn't even be able to do half of the stuff. It's like if you're asking an auto mechanic to repair your cylinder head for $25. He's just going to tell you to get out of here. The time that he spent repairing the cylinder head has cost him $200. So why would he do the job? Well, that's the problem we have in Australia, because we do have a lot of people from overseas coming in, but they're not the same quality that we should expect in Australia. And the maintenance teams are only there to just go through instructions that have been given by the developer. And unfortunately, a lot of these Facebook cowboys don't do any of this stuff. That's what the foundation should be for. So we just don't onboard the customer, we also onboard maintenance staff. If this happens, try this. If this happens, do this. That's what we should be doing. And as it is it is brand new to Australia. It's a couple of years old overseas, but it's brand new to Australia. People are very hesitant because the horror stories they keep hearing, well, it's only happening because the marketplace is saturated with people that just can't code. I really have. After speaking to hundreds of people, there's only been a few who I know that can actually code. It's really, really interesting. Anyway, oh, this is a new road. You feel that? It's nice and quiet. Oh, now we're back on the quiet one. So that's what the AI Foundation. I'm going to start putting everything together. The problem is I'm running out of time. Like, yesterday was Saturday. I was up until 9 p.m. working on the Stripe payment system. Then again, that's $1,500 in the bank, plus $9 a day for me, as a minimum, because also every single transaction I get a small fee as well. Every invoice they receive, although it's on their Stripe account, I still receive an extra $3. So that in itself is worth probably $10,000 a year, right? But the business that has received it is like, wow, this is unbelievable what we can do. I wouldn't recommend all businesses do invoicing by AI, especially service-based businesses. If you don't have absolutely defined products, I wouldn't do it. What is that sound? Oh, it's a motorcycle rider acting like, oh, he's going around a car. Ugh. And so it's really got to get rid of these Facebook cowboys. I just don't particularly want them in this space because they damage the whole industry. Right. So another thing to mention is that the invoicing I set up, it actually goes to a draft invoice. The customer, it gets a manual review by a staff member first to make sure it's all correct. And then the staff member calls and says, "Yep, we've got the invoice. This is right. We'll send it to you now. Please pay by the end of today, if possible." No problem at all. And I really do need to do something to make sure that people are getting a quality product. I think it's really important. And there is a little bit of a suffering from the customer now because they are being bamboozled and they're falling for the trap. Jeez, what was that sound? That didn't sound good. Thank you. And oh, okay. Creating some reliability in the marketplace is so important. Should have seen the Stripe. It was so complicated. There's a new the AI framework that I was using had changed a little bit. They changed how to actually do it. So its interpretation. So I had to reinterpret what the old pattern was and make it into the new one. There was quite a bit of work involved in that, have to admit. And so you've got to constantly monitor that stuff. It's very important. So just one marketplace altogether, all the Australians who can actually build the stuff, which apps they build with, what they can build. They have to show evidence that they can build it. Then it goes up on the website. And over the last couple of months, this is the biggest problem. That is, and I think I discussed that before. I said, yeah, okay, you can build it. Okay, show me the coding. None of... How many have shown me? There's well over 200 people have messaged me saying I can build this and that. About five people have actually shown me the coding. Now I have a disclosure agreement that I'm only looking at this from an evaluation. Only about 5 of them have shown me. Nobody else has. 195 haven't, because they're not the developers. About 5 people have. One group right now who are claiming they've received over 500,000 AI telephone calls in the last 12 months. Oh, God, no. They have nothing. They weren't even able to tell me the name of the app they used. They had no, they didn't, and their sample is them on the telephone while you're on the phone with them. This is what they do, is they pretend they're having an AI telephone call, and I can tell immediately that it is not with AI. They've set up, it's called Hume AI, to pretend it is the AI agent. Oh, I could tell immediately because I recognized the voice, and I was just blown away. I said, "Oh, you're using Hume?" He said, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about." And I said, "Can I speak to the AI?" He goes, no, no, I'll do it because I know. I'm just going to show you the example. As I can't do it. You can put the telephone up to it. No. So what do? I immediately plug into Hume and I listen. I go, yep, I know. That's just how it is, unfortunately. Anyway, now I've got a plan to finish the AI, agnostic agentic AI course for Cambodia and Thailand. There's also Vietnam, basically Southeast Asia. Just going to run the course. And we can definitely put this together. We have to standardize a lot of processes, a lot of procedures, build the instruction manuals for everybody as well. Lock in things instead of being sporadic, so people can understand what's actually happening. Because I'm finding it very difficult to explain because I'm making so many different apps and different forms of apps. I can't keep up. I would much rather have 1,000 people around Australia who can actually build it than for me to try to build it all by myself and promise everything when I'm just going to run out of time and I'll be exhausted. Unfortunately, we have the Facebook cowboys that they just want to, they don't want to unite and work together. They can still have their own independent individual businesses, but why not have one place, a central place where people go who want something? Then you're able to check your database, who can build it, who's available. Makes sense to me. But if you're not able to actually develop it, you don't want a system like that, because then you may have to collaborate with other people and you won't be able to explain the processes. And I'm getting a lot of feedback from people who are just saying, I bought something, it doesn't work. Can you fix it for me? No, because they won't show me what they've done. If I've built so many different things. I built one of Australia's largest industrial product. They are having big problems with I need some water. I'm feeling lightheaded. They were having problems because they have so many products that they didn't know, their staff didn't know what products they had, right? And their own staff didn't know the products. So I said, okay, when you get a new product, you put it on your website, right? Yes. Can you copy and paste that whole website? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to build an agent that can take that, then build descriptions, pricing, the product name, the product code. It can confirm the details with you. You check them, then you say yes. And then it will put them into a spreadsheet. That spreadsheet can be read by an AI agent that the customer sees. So the customer will say, I'm looking for this, this, this. The AI agent will go, look, we've got this and this. How about those two? Yep, that looks right. That looks right for me. No, they don't. Okay, let me find the next available. This one, this one. Oh, that's it. That's what I want. Oh, here's the website links. Here you go. Right? Now, they were having a big problem. People couldn't search and find stuff on their webs. They import more industrial equipment than anybody in Australia. Put it together. I said, right, I'll do it. This agent will cost you $54 a day plus. Every time you add a new product, and their products stay for years in many cases, it's about $6. They might be adding, a few products every day. Sometimes they're also also give them the ability to delete products, although the deletion is done manually. They can simply send in a message and we do that manually. It's still at $6. The reason I like to do it manually is I like to do a lot of things when you're deleting appointments and things. I like to do it manually because just want to confirm. Just have good confirmation. That's why people can't be replaced by AI yet. I still don't like it. I haven't had a problem, but I'm not comfortable with AI deleting stuff. Adding things that have been confirmed, yes. And yes, I have even deleted things with, if there's a full confirmation, it confirms the product, everything. Do you want me to delete that? Do you want me to update it? It works flawlessly, but I'm not comfortable. And that's an ethical dilemma for me, you know. My way of thinking about AI is you have to give it so much instructions that it never thinks for itself. If you're not comfortable, if it, you know, that's just how I am. All these, it's Logan Road, turn off here. But they were like, wow, this is amazing. So again, like, you know, that one cost more than $1,500. That was quite intense. That's probably I won't say $10,000 job, but to build that. I think that because the template is now designed, it can be done for $1,500 now. But they're adding or deleting, and remember, deleting, the message comes through to the actual owner who builds the app. Says, "Can you delete this?" Still, they get paid $6. It might take a minute to do. Okay, we've got 12 minutes. And man, I'm feeling dizzy at the moment. Don't know why. Because I'm driving with all cars around me. I'm not a big fan of that. Harley Davidson isn't open. It's actually very little is open, isn't it? So anyway, now this in itself is worth, that one app is probably worth, you know, $2,000 a month to a developer, right? But we need to have people in Australia that can build it. And if I'm running, you know, AI courses overseas, I can't do it, but I can definitely organize the questionnaire, the templating of it, so that somebody else can do it. So we just need collaboration and to be able to build a system that works. And then we can think also how to regulate it so that people get what they deserve. Customers and the businesses get what they need and what they deserve so they can be productive. So that should all work well. Oh, we have a car accident up here. Oh no, broken down car, is it? Yeah, one car. Broken. Oh, that's a Toyota Camry that's broken down. A Toyota? What were they doing to it? That's a Toyota. Toyotas don't break down. It must have been the driver that broke down. It makes no sense to me. Alright, good people. I'm gonna soon pop into my friend's house, say hello. Then head out. I get to do a letterbox drop this afternoon to all the businesses so they can read it and get onto it and get started. Alright, so aifoundation.net.au. It's here. It's going to do really well for Australia, and we're gonna really increase productivity and get rid of those mundane and repetitive tasks, so staff can stick to the stuff that really matters, that does add value to the business, and we do it all at a reasonable rate, so that everyone's happy in the process. All right, good people, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all later. Peace. What are those little crazy kids doing? Oh, it's a bit dark down here. What are you guys doing? Oh, you ride your bike. Say hello.
Yeah, some people.
Hello, Adia. Hello, Ahan. Whoa, it's a handsome boy, that one.
Uncle David, there's a spider in here.
What is that? That's a scooter too, isn't it?
This girl.
What are we looking at?
This spider. This spider.
Oh, yeah, that's no good. You got this little green scooter. Is this one broken? It's okay?
Read one dumbbell. This is the spider.
Could I?
Read one dumbbell.
Yeah, no, it's still unopened. Brand new dumbbells. Great. Let's go outside. Let's have a look. Ugh.
But Gigi's scooter, she has a scooter. You know, that scooter used to be not mine, but now I have to ride this.
That's better, isn't it?
Uncle David, this is the baby.
I wonder what happened there. Must have been like an animal of some type.
No, it's birds.
Birds? Have you seen it do it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy, isn't it?
One time we saw a
You saw the bird do it, hey? You got the lemons.
This is our grandpa. This is our grandpa that he did before he went to his.
Oh, watch out.
Uncle David, this
Ah, Prasad, yeah.
It's really done.
You got a little something over there.
What the hell? Uncle David.
Isn't it funny? You got lemons over there, and they've got oranges. Oh, you got oranges. No, that's lemons, isn't it? No, it's oranges. There you go.
Over here, there's lemons.
That's oranges, isn't it? And that one's a lemon.
Yeah.
You got a lemon and orange tree.
But there's actually I think Papa told me there is some bees somewhere. There's some bees. Uncle David.
Yeah.
Uncle David. I have in the door to the
Cyclops, it's called. That's cool. Yeah.
I'm gonna call.
Who the hell is this? I didn't even know.
I don't know what they got, Bob. They got a little Cyclops.
No.
Oh, this is a bird, Ahan said. He saw the bird do it.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a bird.
You stepped on
I
it.
think it was Ahan. I think Ahan was eating it.
Ducks or crows? Yeah, they sometimes come in perch around.
It would make sense if it was a
Uncle
crow.
David.
Yes.
You're stepping at the.
Oh,
I'm a stepping in a doctor.
no.
Do.
Tata, meaning a poo poo.
Tata. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I missed it. But it probably was a crow because they do that, with their beak.
Yeah, and then I think they did this.
Yeah. Look at this. This is so cool. See, I can do this, and then I can extend it, so I can go really high. Whoa, so we can turn around and have a look. And then we
And
can,
then you can watch the video that you recorded
yeah.
after that.
I would like to be.
Maybe.
Actually, I think David, I think there's got some limes or I think there's
Yeah.
oranges actually.
But this is really cool. What you can do is you can go like.
Oh, I see you. I see you. I see you. I'm here. Where the balcony is. The white balcony. I see you. I see you.
See how you can go really, really high? And you can get really in close.
It's here. There's a knife here.
So you can do this. Hello, Ahan.
Hello. There's a knife over here. Over here. It's over here.
What are you gonna do about it? Don't squish it with the knee. Let's